What's up, what's up, what's up, my fellow Sagittarians? Welcome, guys. I hope you're having a beautifully, phenomenally blessed day. Thank you for joining me for a moment in Becky's House of Cards. Today we are going down the rabbit hole with messages from the Divine Mother. Just a trigger alert here. These have been very deep and contemplative and asking most of the zodiacs to take accountability for their own actions. So if you guys get triggered easily, I'm just setting out that warning first and foremost and understanding that these are general readings. So please take what resonates and leave the rest. Now, with that being said, guys, please like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel down below, set that notification bell so you always know when the next video does go live, knowing that that is a free way to support the channel as well as to connect me with your energies to get you guys out more resonating readings. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel further, or if you're interested in getting a personal reading, that's all linked down below in the description box. And I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone who has liked, shared, and subscribed, commented, who has donated, is thinking about donating, who has gotten a personal reading, who is thinking about getting a personal reading. You guys truly make a difference in my life, and I'm so, so very thankful. I do want to send a shout out to all my OGs, my new Gs, and anybody that allows me your most precious asset, your time. As always, it's an honor, a blessing, a privilege being here, giving you guys these messages. And my prayer, as always, is that any of the videos of mine that you happen to watch fall upon your hearts in a way that remind you to use your intuition, to use your discernment, to take back your power, and to make the decisions that best serve you on your journey and your highest path in this here, now, here moment. So without further ado, what I am going to do is draw one oracle card from the Divine Mother Oracle, and then we'll get into the reading. I won't bring this up until the end of the reading, but we'll get the energy out and see what's going on. So what messages do you have for Sagittarius? Or that's too many. I don't want that many cards. Okay, what is the message from the Divine Mother to Sagittarius? Divine Mother, what message do you have for Sagittarius? One card, please. What message do you have for Sagittarius, Divine Mother? What message do you have for Sagittarius, Divine Mother? One message. What message do you have for Sagittarius, Divine Mother? For Sagittarius, what message do you have for Sagittarius, Divine Mother? Wow. So two messages keep wanting to come out. I guess there's just more than one message for you guys. So, I don't know. Okay, we'll just leave it there and see what's up. I don't know, guys. So, look, I split the deck and we have your energy coming out. Temperance right there. Alright, so Divine Mother, what messages do you have for Sagittarius? What messages do you have for Sagittarius, Divine Mother? What messages do you have for Sagittarius? What messages do you have for Sagittarius? Okay, thank you. What messages do you have for Sagittarius, Divine Mother? What messages do you have for Sagittarius? Alright, guys. Let's see what it do. What messages do you have for Sagittarius, Divine Mother? Okay, thank you. What other messages do you have for Sagittarius, Divine Mother? Okay. Angel, no. Thank you. What other messages do you have for Sagittarius? Thank you, Source. Thank you, Divine Mother. Okay. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Cups reversed, the King of Swords reversed, the Empress reversed, and the Queen of Cups upright. Wow. Okay. So here's the deal. Y'all have a lot of love to offer. But the problem is that you're used to being with people who are impulsive, who don't want to give back to you. And you've had a lot of failed relationships. You guys have had a lot of upsets in your relationships. It could be that you guys have argued a lot in your relationships as well. You could have dealt with a Gemini. You know, you guys are opposite the zodiac of a Gemini. You could have dealt with a Scorpio or Taurus or Libra. It doesn't matter. But that's the energy here, Cancer. The problem is, though, is that you guys are dealing with a broken heart right now. And the broken heart, so I am getting this energy. It's like you keep blaming somebody because of the way they treated you in the past. It's like you just keep blaming this person. It's like, well, you're the one that broke my heart. And if you had only given what you could have given, if you guys had only grown up, if you guys had just given 110% like I did, then we wouldn't have had this mess, and I would have still been with you, and I wouldn't have been so damn brokenhearted. And it's like you guys keep replaying the bad stuff over and over again. You don't want to cut it out. Like you're looking towards the past, and it's like your future is manifesting in more broken hearts. Right? And so it's like, that's what you're doing. It's like trying to protect yourself by, it's almost like, if I keep finding fault with the person in the past, then I don't have to take accountability for what I brought. And I'm not saying you guys were in the right or the wrong. What I'm saying is that it takes two to be in a relationship, no matter what the relationship is. One person cannot carry it all. And if you guys were carrying it all, then understanding the accountability in that situation is saying that you guys kept staying when you knew that you were carrying it all. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can't just keep blaming it on the other person. It's like, regardless if you love somebody or not, if you guys are staying in a situation that's broken-hearted situation, you got to take accountability for the fact that you stuck around so long. And that's a very hard thing to do. I know I've had to do that in the past. I wanted so badly to blame my ex for the situation that we were in. For 8 years of my life, how much I gave of myself, and I was just nothing when I left. And finally, it's like I wanted so badly to blame him so that I still looked like a good person. It doesn't mean that I'm a bad person, but what I finally had to say was, you know what, Becky, who's the one who chose to stay? And when I had no one else to look at except for the face that was looking back at me in the mirror, I like broke down and knew I had a choice all along. And that's what Divine Mother is bringing up. It's like you have gotten so cold-hearted with yourself and with the journey because you guys don't realize that you had a choice all along, because you felt like you were chained to that person. You felt like you were obligated to stay with that person, and you felt like you were obligated to give as much as you'd given from the get-go. But when things happen, maybe this person cheated on you, maybe they discarded you, you know, maybe they were just cruel to you, they beat you, they abused you, whatever it is, guys. I'm not saying you deserve that. But I'm just saying what you need to do is take accountability for why it lasted for so long. Maybe you didn't think you had an opportunity, but you guys, look, you were the Queen of Cups in this situation. Okay? But this is in your mindset. This is in your mind space. This is something you guys keep playing over and over again. And taking accountability for that, it's like you want to come out as the Queen of Cups. Like, I'm the one that's so good. I'm the one that loved. And I'm not saying you didn't, but what I'm saying is that at the end of the day, your insides hurt because you knew you had a choice and you refused to take accountability for your choice. Not for the situation, for your choice to stay. You chose to stay. You weren't dependent on this person. You're an adult. That makes you independent. An adult is independent. Whether or not they want to see it that way is an entirely different story. And if you didn't see it that way in that time frame, now that you have moved on, that's how you have to look at it. You have to go back and be like, you know what? I was with George for 12 years, and at year 5, I knew George was never going to change. And why didn't I leave at year 5? Why did I keep accepting George's behavior? You know, I was with Susie for 10 years, and I knew at year 1 that Susie wasn't going to change, but I still stuck around with Susie for another 9 years after that. Why didn't I choose to leave? Why didn't I feel like I deserved better? These are hard questions because it's not an easy answer. Asking yourself why you want better and you want to feel like you deserve better, but Divine Mother is saying here, you don't feel like you do. Okay, so let's see what your cards are saying. Yeah, we've got the House of God upright, the 10 of Swords reversed, and the Queen of Swords reversed. Yeah, it's easier for you guys to let things blow up and then be exhausted from that so that you guys can be cold. This is a pattern that's coming through here. Okay, so I feel like this pattern gets brought up with a lot of things. When things start to get shaky, or when things start to expand and grow, or when things start to seem a little bit outside of your comfort zone, you break down and you're like, nope, I'm going to let things crash and fall to the ground. And then I'm going to say, oh, I'm tired and exhausted. I can't handle this anymore. I can't handle this stress anymore. And then I'm choose to be cold and feel like I got to defend myself at all costs and protect myself at all costs. And this is just, it's a pattern. This is a defense mechanism that has been created because I feel like this is, honestly, I heard the mother wound. Just now when I was saying that this is connected to something, I heard mother wound coming through. It doesn't necessarily have to be, but we're talking about the divine mother, and this is lack of nurturing of self. And in this lack of nurturing of self, it shows me that you guys did not receive nurturing from your mother the way that you needed to when you were a child. Okay? And that's okay. It's okay. If you didn't receive nurturing from your mother, you only learned what your mother could teach you with what she knew in that time. And that's another thing too. It's not blaming yourself for as long as you stayed, because we have to look at it as this way, Sagittarius. We did what we could with what we had, the best that we knew how. Okay, and sometimes it's hard. As humans, we want to be perfect, but we forget that we're human. We're imperfect beings. And so we're always striving to be perfect. We're always striving to not have any flaws, to not have any mistakes. But to be human means to be flawed, to be in mistakes, to have mistakes, to make mistakes. And that's sometimes hard. And I feel like you need to give yourself a little bit of leeway, and you need to give yourself credit here for the fact that you're a survivor. Is it easy what you went through? No, this is very heavy. This is very overwhelming. It's broken heart. It's not easy. This is not an easy situation that you had to endure, but nevertheless, you endured it. And yes, maybe you did force yourself at one point to stay and continue to endure it because you felt obligated. But that doesn't mean you can't heal from it. If you survived it, it means you can heal from it. Okay, and that's what Divine Mother wants you to know. And this is a very heavy message coming through here, guys. A very heavy message. All right, we've got these two coming out. So we've got the Page of Cups reversed, and we have the Two of Coins reversed. Let's see what's on the bottom over here. Justice reversed. You guys could be dealing with a Libra. You don't have to be. You could be dealing with an Aquarius, a Scorpio, a Gemini, a Libra. So we have Justice reversed, the Five of Swords upright. Wow. The Six of Coins reversed, and the Queen of Cups reversed. 4 cards in, and the Queen of Cups was 4 cards in over here. So, okay, I see. This is about seeing yourself as better than someone because you had so much love to give. Okay, look, in the Page of Wands, or the Page of Swords underneath that, saying yes, that's a belief that's coming to the surface here. And I'm not here to make you guys feel bad, okay? Yeah, this person could have cheated on you. This person just definitely left you in a very hopeless state. But you want to believe that you're better than them. You want to believe that you're different. You want to believe that, you know, you had more knowledge and more power than this person. And this could be a very subconscious feeling that's coming up to the surface right now. So again, that's why I gave the trigger warning at the beginning of the video. You know, some of these readings get real deep, and they're real deep about us taking accountability for our own actions. And this is difficult, okay? So the thing is here is that when justice comes out in the reverse, it's saying that you're judging another person based on something that you yourself are doing. Okay, and so what they're saying here, what the Divine Mother is saying here, is that you're basically trying to blame this person for everything that happened when you still had a viable part to play in it. You guys had a lot to offer. You guys had something that you were also putting forth. So this person could have been toxic, but understanding that you too were toxic for this person, and that is not an easy thing to accept, especially when you're an empath. Well, I'm the empath and they were a narcissist, or they were a sociopath, or they were bipolar, or whatever. But as the empath, you became the enabler, and that's toxic behavior. Okay, and I have a video that's on that if you guys are interested. It's in my inspirational speeches. It's an old video, but it's just something that I feel like people don't talk about on this journey. We don't talk about how the empaths are also toxic. As a people pleaser, that's a toxic trait. Okay, somebody who doesn't set boundaries, that's a toxic trait. As an enabler, that's a toxic trait. And you're like, I didn't do any of those things. Well, if you didn't do any of those things, then you would have been able to have left a situation that wasn't good for you, that wasn't resonating with your soul. Okay, because when we know how to set healthy boundaries, when we know how to love ourselves, when we know how to put ourselves first in a situation, when we know how to put ourselves above a situation in a way of seeing it from the light and love of the divine and seeing it from unconditional love, we don't get into this energy of saying I'm better than someone. And what Divine Mother is showing you is this is a toxic trait that you guys have. This is a pattern. It's like you get involved with somebody who's very toxic by nature, and then suddenly you guys want to blame them, and you move into the next relationship with that blame and that guilt on your heart, and it repeats itself. And this is what goes around comes around, right? Again, that bigotry, that's what bigotry is. It's like judging another person for what you yourself are doing. I'm not saying you cheated. Some of you guys could have cheated on this person. What I'm saying is that this person may have cheated, but you're putting all the emphasis on the fact that this person cheated, and you're not putting any emphasis on the fact that you were enabling that by staying around. Okay, like if you were your own best friend, if that was your friend coming to you and saying, oh, you know, my husband, my wife, they cheated on me, would you tell him to stick it out? Would you tell him to work it out? No, you'd probably tell him to get the hell out. Like, that's not fair. You deserve to be in a better situation. So that's what Divine Mother is trying to point out here, right? And that's the thing. It's like in all of this person couldn't treat you the way that you wanted to be treated, but you really tried to overcome that. Like, you mentally were like putting that aside. It's like basically every time this person did something that was crossing your boundaries or did something to make you upset, you looked the other way. And that's why this person kept doing that. And in turn, it was like what you didn't see about yourself is that you stopped giving your love. Again, another toxic trait. This is conditional love coming out. This is something that has been a pattern for you. And Divine Mother is saying that no matter how a person acts outside of you, you guys have to show up as the loving, kind nurturer that you are. It doesn't mean that you let people walk all over you. Okay, it means that you guys set boundaries and you never change your demeanor. You never change who you are. Basically say, okay, I'm not going to put up with that. And if you continue to do that, I'm going to leave. That's it. You don't say anything else. You don't try to be right. And I feel like this Queen of Cups coming out in the reverse is saying that you guys have argued your way through to the top with that 10 of Swords in the reverse here. You can't tell me there wasn't arguing here. You guys are a fire sign. When that fire gets lit, you're going to blow up. Okay, and you guys are very chill. Like, Sag is very chill. Excuse me. Wow, sneeze of confirmation. Thank you, Source. You guys are very chill. You guys are usually very calm and collected, but that's the thing. When you guys blow up, you blow up. I can't with you. I can't with you right now. We have the 6 of Cups coming out reversed, clarifying the House of God. That is the Divine Mother saying exactly what I said. This is absolutely insane, guys. This is absolutely insane. And I know this is hard. And for those of you that have made it this far, you deserve a round of applause because you guys are willing to do your healing. You're taking your healing seriously. Not very many people are willing to listen to these readings because it's so personal. It's not a prediction. This is what my goal as a reader is, to bring it back to you. Okay, I don't want to predict your future. I'm not here to predict your future because you could do something today that would change all those predictions, okay? But what you can do is focus on what needs to be healed, because that's something that's been plaguing you for some time. And that's exactly what's coming out here. It's like Source saying, and the Divine Mother pointing out that the 6 of Cups, the repeat relationships that you've had, is what's throwing you off your game. It's throwing you off your guard. It's like, why does this shit keep happening to me? Well, it's because every time you fight, you come into this place of not wanting to give love and not being loving to yourself. So not only do you not give love to the other person, it's like I'm getting this image that you run to the person who listens to all your problems, and that's all you do is talk about the problems with this person. And then you ask this person for advice, and when this person doesn't give you the advice that you want, which is stay and work it out with this person, you move on to something else. Don't you think that's a problem? If you're asking advice from somebody and you're not liking the advice that they're giving you, but you still won't go seek within to find your own advice, well, then you have found a block. You found a definite block that you need to face. Okay, and so what ends up happening is after that, You put yourself into all these projects to do whatever it is. I'm seeing like house projects. I see like work projects. I see like just projects that don't even really mean anything. You just start filling your time with all these things, and you basically say you don't have time for the people in your life, or you don't have time for these relationships that make you brokenhearted. Okay, and it's not a bad thing. Like, I'm not bringing this up to say, oh, Sagittarius, you're a terrible person. You shouldn't. You know what? Everybody goes through this. And at one point on this spiritual journey, like I say, and I will say this on all of my videos, because this spiritual journey is not for the lighthearted. And in fact, the reason why you do not find very many people who truly are dedicated to it is because ugly stuff like this comes out, and this makes us feel less than perfect. But that doesn't mean that you're not lovable. That doesn't mean that you're not worthy of the love that you desire. What it means is that you have to send this part of yourself love and acceptance and say, I accept that I can be exactly like the person I don't want to be like. Because we're all capable of that. Okay? Yeah. Asking you to reflect. The Divine Mother is asking you to come into reflection. And I love this symbolism here because it's like looking at yourself. Who's in the mirror? Who's in the mirror? Do you see this mirrored reflection here? Exactly. That's what reflection is. It's like looking at the person in the mirror. You can't run away from yourself anymore, Sagittarius, because you want love. With the Six of Cups coming out twice, both times in the reverse here, okay? This is telling me you want love. You really, really want love, but you've almost given up on love because you don't want to face the person in the mirror. You want it to be everybody else's fault. Well, if you stop and think about it after a time being, eventually you're going to realize that there's only one common denominator about all these people, and that's you. It doesn't mean that you have to blame yourself. It just means, what is it that I'm doing that is creating this situation around me? Which also means that it's within your control to change, because the only person that you can control, the only person that you can change is yourself. Yeah, vulnerabilities. It starts with you being open. This is a huge vulnerable spot for you. This is like a sore spot for you guys. And you're like I said, for those of you that have made it this far, I'm proud of you. Okay, I'm proud of you because this is a big deal. This is a very deep reading. This is a very deep sore spot. I can feel it. I can feel like you guys already, there's a lot of resistance from some of you guys. And so for those of you that made it this far, knowing that you guys are willing to take the spiritual journey seriously. I'm not a fluffy reader, okay? I'm a fluffy reader, but I'm not a rainbow type reader here. I'm not here about all your blessings, all your gifts. Because the spiritual journey, oftentimes, it is about diving deep into the things that we don't want to acknowledge. Like, seriously. All right, so let's see what we got coming out here. Yep. To the Celestial Mountain, number 41, which is 5, and 5 is all about change. You guys got 2 of these cards. I don't know why, but I guess we'll find out. And we have the Ivory Swan Goddess, which is number 15, number 6. So you guys are going to make progress here. You guys are going to make progress. I feel like they want me to read this one, and then I'm going to read a little bit from this one here. Okay. So 41. To the Celestial Mountain. This is a pretty deep card, guys. They both are. I mean, all these cards are, but let's see what it says. It says, there are times when the divine energy is needed to help us achieve our spiritual goals. When you do not feel completely in control of your destiny, the divine is usually gifting you with an opportunity to reach for assistance and invoke divine power, to call to the Celestial Mountain so that you might be gifted with a far superior outcome. Your permission to beings that love you unconditionally to offer you help is an expression of spiritual empowerment. You empower these forces to come to your aid and help you manifest your life purpose and destiny. You're being asked to empower the divine to help you, right? And the divine is the one that's going to teach you unconditional love. We have Divine Mother coming through, asking you to reach out to her so that she can teach you nurturing. Okay, to call to the Celestial Mountain within your own heart, to reach out and allow the divine to assist you in your current life unfoldment. We live in a free will universe, and no matter how much you are loved, in fact, because you are so loved and respected, no being will interfere for you without your permission. Do not believe that asking for help means that you will grow weak or dependent and not grow spiritually. You are doing this to grow in your own mastery at a soul level, not to hand over your life, not to take personal and spiritual responsibility for it anymore. Asking for spiritual assistance helps you grow in trust, wisdom, and understanding of the nature of the universe and how it operates. Learning to ask for and receive divine assistance helps us learn the art of surrender so that we can merge with greater spiritual forces than our own individual selves. Something wonderful begins to happen. You will discover that your divine self is a powerful, living expression of the source of the universe. You have within you the power, love, sustenance of the source of life itself. When we call to the celestial mountain, we are remembering that we are divine in our own heart. We gain power through this remembrance, and we can help others remember it too. So the more you choose to spiritually empower the divine to assist you, the stronger and more conscious your relationship with beings of light becomes, and the more you begin to realize the similarities that exist between your own divine nature and these beings. In other words, in keeping good spiritual company, you begin to realize your true nature, which is what you need. Make sure that you empower these beings who genuinely love you unconditionally. When asking for help, always say 3 times, I call on those beings who love me unconditionally, then say, I thank you for your clear guidance and assistance on this matter so that I may grow in my own spiritual mastery with peace, love, and joy of my own free will, so be it. Right? And I always say, I give permission to my guides, my guardians, my ancestors, and beings of light and love. I give you permission to interfere in my life as you see fit to help me stay on my path of purpose. I say this daily, guys. Like, I am not against that. Like, it's something that we always have to ask for, because if we don't ask for it, yeah, they'll give us signs, but sometimes we need more than signs. Sometimes we need spiritual beings to lean on. And I feel like right now, for you guys to take accountability for where you're at in your love life and the love that you want, it's time for you guys to really lean on the spiritual side of things, because this goes deeper than just the way people have treated you. This is a belief that you guys don't feel like you deserve more than how you've been treated, okay? So we have the Ivory Swan Goddess. The Ivory Swan Goddess speaks of spiritual grace and purity. The purity of your soul light never fades, beloved. Release guilt, shame, judgment, or fear that you are not enough in any way, so that you may realize your beauty and be more of yourself and shine your divine essence into the world. Do not cast your eyes away from the perception of your own divine inner light in all its purity and radiance, beloved soul. You may find it easier to believe in the illusion of sins and unworthiness than in the truth of your own spiritual innocence. Yet just like purity, beauty, and grace of the Ivory Swan Goddess, your own soul is luminous, pure, and eternally graceful. What was I telling you guys? Like, you don't believe you're worthy of it, and they're saying you are. You're being asked to recognize the divine energy within you without holding yourself back from unconditional self-acceptance and regard. It is time to accept your divinity in greater measure, to be present to the pure light within and try not to ignore it, downplay it, or worry that it is not enough. So here's the deal. I want you guys to understand, Sagittarius, in order for you guys to shine truly, you have to look at the darkness, because it's only in looking at the darkness that we can shine light on the darkness and begin to fully accept ourselves for who we are. It's not an easy task. The steps are simple, but that does not mean it's going to be easy. Okay, the beautiful message is here. You guys are on a beautiful journey of self-realization, and that is something that is so powerful. So don't be afraid to take this spiritual journey seriously and let go of the idea of being with a partner physically in the 3D right now, and become so entwined and in love with yourself, because that's truly what the journey is about. Okay, I love you, Sagittarius. I hope that this helps. Please like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel down below, set that notification bell so you always know when the next video does go live. And until next time, go forth boldly, my fellow Sagittarians, and courageously find creative ways to rise above in life, laughter, and love. Until we meet each other again, mwah. Peace out. I love y'all. Bye.